Have you ever seen a job requirement asking for Excel skills and you are not really sure where to start? Or maybe you've opened Excel before, saw all those rows, columns, empty cells, and just didn't know where to even begin. Here is the thing, that confusion is completely normal. But by the end of this video, it will be gone. You are going to understand exactly what Excel is all about, how it works, and why it's honestly one of the most valuable skills you can have right now. Let's get into it. Microsoft Excel is a spreadsheet application used to organize, analyze, and work with data. Think of it like a digital table, but a whole lot more powerful than that. With Excel, you can organize data, run calculations, analyze information, and even build a full dashboard and report. Here is what makes Excel so valuable. It is used almost everywhere in the world. Excel is one of the most in-demand skills across industry right now. Doesn't matter if you are in finance, business, tech, healthcare, or even still in school. Excel is very useful. With it, you can create budget, track sales, analyze data, manage projects, and even automate tasks that would otherwise take you hours to do manually. So when you learn Excel, you are not just learning a tool, you are building a skill that makes you faster, smarter, and honestly more employable. Now let's talk about what you are actually looking at when you open Excel. At the very top, we have what is called ribbon. You can see where I'm highlighting. So what we have here, we call it ribbon, this section. This is where all your tools live. You will see tabs like home, you can see where I'm pointing at, insert, formulas, page layout, draw, data, review. These are tabs, view and developer. We'll be spending a lot of time in these tabs as we go through this series. Now, this big area in the middle, this is your worksheet and is made up of rows and columns. Column runs vertically up and down. So this is column A, this is column B, this is column C, this is column D, and so on and so forth. While rows runs horizontally. This is first row of row 1, this is the second row, or row 2, row 3, row 4, like that, like that, like that. And they are numbered, rows are numbered 1, 2, 3, while columns are labeled alphabetically, let me put it that way. A, B, C, D, and so on and so forth. Now, where a row and a column meet, that's called a cell. This one right here, for example, is called cell B2. The B is the column and the 2 is the row. I want you to remember this because everything in Excel, every formula, every calculation, every piece of data happens inside a cell. Now, let me clear something up that confuses a lot of beginners. A workbook is the entire Excel file, the whole thing. A worksheet is just one page inside that file. Let's take for instance, come here. At the bottom left corner here, we have sheet 1. This is a worksheet inside our book one workbook. Look at the top, at the middle section at the top. You can see we have book one here. So now when I click on this plus sign to add new sheet, let's say now we have sheet one, we have sheet two. Now sheet one is a worksheet, sheet two is also a worksheet. Now the combination of sheet one and sheet two makes up book one workbook. Do you understand the clarification? It's very, very important. In Excel, there are different types of data you can work with. First, text, things like name, tola, labels. What again? Okay, category like gender, any text you can think of. Then we have numbers. These are what we use for calculation, like 12, 10, 1, 1000. You can also enter date and time. Excel handle them really well. Like what we have here. I'm coming 2026 0504. Now, if you look at this format, we have it is written in day, month, and year. That is by default settings I have on my Excel. But going by the most popular format, or let me say the international standard, it is year, month, and day. When we get there, I will teach you on how to pick a preferred option that you like or the company asks you to go with. Then there are formulas, and these are different from regular data. They don't store information, they calculate it. See, let's take for instance equals to 2 plus 2. Now I typed equals to 2 plus 2 and Excel gave me the result. Formulas always start with an equal sign. That is one of the most important things to remember in Excel. This area is called the formula bar here. This is the formula bar. Whatever you type inside a cell show up here too. Now here is something very interesting. If a cell contains a formula, the cell itself shows the result, but the formula bar shows you exactly what is behind it. Let's take for instance, come to cell A13. Now in cell A13, at the formula bar we have equals to 2 plus 2. The formula behind the 4 we are seeing here. So the 4 here is just like an output of whatever you input in the formula bar. I hope you are getting the explanation. This is super useful when you are trying to understand or troubleshoot someone's spreadsheet. Let's talk about moving around quickly. You can navigate Excel entirely with your keyboard. The arrow key on your keyboard, you can use it to move your cursor on your worksheet without having any issue. This might seem small right now, but trust me, the faster you navigate, the faster you work. Before we round up, I want to leave 4 quick tips that you have to be familiar with. 1, always keep your data organized, because clean data makes everything easier. 2, Don't leave random black rows in the middle of your data. It breaks down formulas and cause problems, a lot of problems later. 3. Avoid merging cells. Avoid merging cells together unless you absolutely have to. Though it looks clean, but it creates a lot of issues. And lastly, number 4, every formula starts with an equal sign. Please, it's very, very important you are familiar with that. Every formula in Excel starts with an equal sign. I already said that, but I think it's worth repeating. So, in this video, you've learned what Excel is, how the interfaces are laid out, and the core building blocks: cells, rows, columns, workbook, and data type. We are going to talk about that in more detail later in coming series. For now, this is a solid foundation that you must get to know. In the next video, we are going to go deeper. We'll work hands-on with workbook and worksheet, and you actually start doing things in Excel, not just looking at it, pointing at something. We are following this series to build your Excel skills from scratch. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next video. And if you want to have a full written note that goes with the entire series, check the link in the description below to access the full well structured note. I will see you in the next one. Thank you.